Yar har, yar har. It's the Pirate Warrior, and they're here to just know mid-range slash aggro. It's a good deck. I enjoy it a lot, especially since the meta has slowed down a bit with the nerfs to Warlock. You don't often run against the hyper turbo quest that's going to ruin you, and this deck is essentially a mid-range aggro style deck that loses steam quickly, but because you finish the quest line, you don't really, because you keep getting a lot of weapons that you can keep going face with every turn. It's one of those decks where if your opponent can control just a little bit, kind of like priests or even somewhat paladins and shamans, but namely warlocks who were just, sitting on their hands, thumbs up their butts, doing nothing and waiting till their quest is done so you just die. Kind of same with mage, but you're much more able to pressure face against mage because you have a lot of weapons that you can use. But yeah, doesn't excel against people who just hard control, but you're going to do really good against mid-range and aggro matchups because you're playing the same minions that they kind of have to trade with or they're being threatened by lethal. And then you start getting weapons every turn and the cannon starts hitting their minions and face every turn. It's a good deck. It's pretty fun. So mid-range and aggro, this is a great deck to play. I do recommend you play it if you have the cards. I don't know if I recommend making everything in here. Plus, it's kind of a meme deck from my perspective because Lady Prestor, I mean, it's not a great card, but I love playing it. Sometimes you just get really lucky, which especially helps in the late game when you're like, oh, I dead drew a 2-mana 2/2 draw pirate. But not dead drawing a 2/2 Alexstraza, that's a big difference. But again, it's an RNG card. It's not super consistent. It's a later game minion. It's a good deck. I'd make it if you have the dust and really want to toy around with it. But if you've already got it, definitely try this deck out. Really fun. Oh, it's a good mix-up from what you're usually playing. So go yo-ho, and beat 'em up. Beat up everybody, just like Mr. Jack Sparrow would do.